this is a sensitive subject, but apparently someone who allegedly did a certain type of crime that rhymes with grape, right? And crates and dates. All right, something that rhymes with that. I'm trying not to be saying it all over YouTube or whatever platform I'm on. But apparently there was some kind of loophole that got them to avoid any kind of trouble. Let's check out this video, man, and hear what's going on.
So a 21-year-old man has avoided jail after raping a 13-year-old girl when he was 17 years old.
Yes.
All right, so it was like literally no point of me bleeping anything out in any way, shape, and form. You know what? No, I'm a bleep. If you watching this edited, I'm bleeping this out. That's what the hell? Whoa. My man needs jail time if this crime is to be true. Definitely. Whoa. This is intense.
Instead of a prison sentence, the judge handed Sean Hogg 270 hours of community service.
What?
In line with new guidelines in Scotland recommending that under 25s aren't sent to prison.
Among those condemning the ruling is author J.K. Rowling, who's tweeted...
That sounds crazy. Whoa. Huh? Who is this in? He said that was in Sweden?
Aggressive Scotland.
That sounds crazy. I gotta be honest with y'all. That sounds ridiculous, bro. Whoa. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't like that. Like, whoa. So it would be beyond just this type of crime too, right? So if you're under the age of 25, you get off with anything. That is insane and extremely dangerous.
2023,
I don't like that loophole.
No jail time for raping a 13-year-old girl in a park. Young Scottish men are effectively being told first time's free.
Well, Emma Jane
That is
Taylor,
insane.
campaigner and founder of Project 9010, is also outraged, and she joins us in the studio now. Good morning to you, Emma Jane. Really good to have you with us. I mean, this is a truly
scary. This is true.
Story.
Shocking.
Your response to the story and...
This is true. This is disturbing, man. That's pretty... Yeah, this is nasty.
J.K. Rowling's...
It's a nasty rule.
I think, when you look at it, it's an ill-considered sentence. It's not...
J.K. Rowling from Harry Potter can you show me the tweet? Show me where she said that she approves of this, right? Because I know that they get a lot of like hate for a lot of their opinions on the alphabet community, right? So I don't want to just throw accusations out there. I would like them to start showing some more proof. Can you show anything?
Comparable to what the victim is now going to endure and face for the rest of their life. You just said there, 270 hours of community service.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You break that down on an 8-hour day, that's 34 days, 1 month community service. It's just not comparable. And I come from a survivor point, the victim point, and we have to change the focus in these sentences to be focused on victim. It needs to be victim-led. It needs to look at the survivor, that young girl, that 13-year-old girl. Where's her rehab? Where's her healing? Where's her therapy? We haven't heard that. We've been hearing about the perpetrator, what he's been going through and, what he's going to be doing with this.
Yeah, that's crazy. My man is smiling. Yeah, is that the perpetrator? The alleged perpetrator? That's crazy. This dude came out looking like he about to try to audition for a GQ magazine. Watch on, tie, smiling all on the camera. That's nasty. If this is all true, this is pretty sick.
Community service while sweeping the streets and gardening. I mean, I'd be happy to go out and do that myself. That's not a sentence. It's not a punishment.
It makes you wonder sometimes whose side the law is on. These new guidelines were introduced to take into effect that the brain isn't fully developed until you're 24 years of age. Yet in Scotland, when you're 16, you can effectively, they've been encouraged to change gender. You can vote.
I hate that excuse for everything, man. Boy, do I hate it. See, this is you know what? This is good that we're watching this. This is a prime example of why that dumb excuse for anything is is a really stupid excuse. The brain isn't fully developed. You gotta be past the age of 20. No, you know what you're doing. Like, come on, stop that. You know what you're doing. You're grown. You're an adult. You know what you're doing. This to the age of 25, bull crap. I hate when people use that as an excuse in debates about anything, right? Like that age of 25. So you should be able to get away with anything scot-free to 25. That's what y'all saying. Look, this is what happens when you keep using that excuse. Things like this. People are able to get away with stuff like this. Age of 25.
You can vote
in Scotland when you're 16, and you can become even a member of the Scottish Parliament. Yet they're saying
that's crazy.
A 17-year-old boy cannot take account of his own actions under rape. This is a terrible message to send out, isn't it?
It's terrible. I spoke to a friend of mine, David Breakspear. He's a prison reform mentor. He can't understand it either. The criminal responsibility starts at 12 in Scotland, 10 in the UK. As you say, 16 to be...
I mean, for this type of crime, treat them as an adult. Like, what are you talking about? It says that they're 21 of the age right now. They're the age of 21, right? They need to be in jail, in my personal opinion. I think this is pretty serious.
Able to vote 25 when you get sentenced. That's years and years and years. I mean, this sentence or this punishment or it's not even that. I mean, it's a bit fluffy, isn't it? It's opened up.
J.K. Rowling wades in to say young Scottish men are getting free pass. Wait, so why it sounds like he's agreeing with them. Right? This seems like a free pass. Which is horrible. So it seems like J.K. Rowling is right. I don't understand why they brought her name into it.
I feel it's a green light for rapists now under the age of 25. And you talk about brain developed. Some scientists say it's not even till late 20s, later than 25. Yeah, you can do all of these things and you can have responsibility at 16. This is people, the locals are up in arms. They've contacted me. We've contacted Owen Thompson. There's a rapist walking around in Scotland now. And they know there's a rapist walking around in Scotland.
He just chilling. This is all true. He just chilling. Just, slap on the wrist. Ain't nothing to a boss. That's disgusting.
And who's going to protect those children? Who's going to protect those young girls now?
This is the story
that's pretty scary.
Going to upset many people. As you said, you come at this from a victim standpoint. I mean, for you, for somebody who's been found guilty of rape, what is the correct sentence for such a heinous crime? Should it be a long prison sentence? Should there be a focus on rehabilitation or education in prison? What do you...
Yo, my man, listen. When it comes to rehabilitation, that's not for me to even come up with. The way I see it, some toys are just made broken, boy. Some toys are just made broken. Right now, I do believe that people can change, but I think that when it comes to true, I guess, character flaws or things about them, it would take an extremely traumatic experience. And even down to the most simple things that so I'm not even talking about on the scale of grape, right? I'm talking about on the scale of small things about yourself, like you being lazy or always finding an excuse for something, like things of this, like horrible or bad character flaws. Sometimes it would take a traumatic experience to get you to realize I need to change and do things. So imagine this, right? You're going to have a hard time convincing me you could rehabilitate someone who's done this, right? Who's done this, who's just snatching up 12-year-olds. That's crazy. You're going to have a hard time convincing me that that's even possible, right? But that's not for me to decide. That's not for me to decide. That's for the Lord.
You think is justice?
When you look at the 13-year-old who has had their childhood stripped, they're not going to have the childhood that they were born for, the life that they had looked forward to in their future. Their life has been taken. I think the only sensible sentence for a rapist is life.
You know, do you think this is a direction of travel that's really concerning? In terms of women's rights, we seem to be going backwards. Cases such as...
I hate to say this. I don't want to make it sound crazy. I need to know more details on how, right, this happened. And then in the first place, I need to know more details, right? It just adds context.
This, we're talking about a new law coming in today from Rishi Sunak about biological women rather than gender, which would seem to be common sense because that allows men who've gone through a transition. We saw in Scotland the case of a rapist who was allowed into a women's prison, biological men allowed into women's sports, allowed into their changing rooms, even into rape crisis centres. What would you say about to this? It feels to me a huge erosion of women's rights. Why is this happening?
There seems to be all this, everyone's got to be PC about everything now, haven't they? They've got to approach it in a very careful way because they don't want to offend people. But
I like the way that he's asking these questions because it's making you think about other discussions that are similar to this that people don't want to discuss.
They're looking they're looking at it at the wrong angle. They're worried about offending perpetrators. And we need to change that back. And like I said, at the beginning of this, we need to be victim led. That needs to look at the seriousness of victims from cases, rape cases, child sexual abuse, child rape. We need to look at that. And then once we start looking at that, then maybe the sentencing, maybe all these conversations could really change direction because there's a bigger awareness on the fact that children have their life stripped from them.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's messed up. 100%. I don't think no one would disagree with that at all. I mean, no one would disagree with that.
And that goes on. Dissociation. Delayed onset of maturity, ab reactions, PTSD, complex trauma. It goes on and on and on and on. It's not 12 weeks of therapy that's going to fix someone who's gone through trauma, such as rape, child sexual abuse. It's a lifelong healing process.
Emma-Jane Taylor, Project 9010. Amen to that. Wonderfully passionate.
Yeah, this is crazy. I would like to get more information on this. All right, I would like to get more info, like on the particular case. But if everything that they said is true, yeah, this is jacked up. This is messed up. This is a nasty loophole that could be exploited in many ways. And this is the dangers of that. Just all this, the 25 fully developed. That's so stupid. That's dumb. If you want access to my live streams, follow me on Twitch and follow me on Rumble. Yeah, that's where you get that exclusive, man. And if you want access to my face, videos where I show my face, go ahead and check out my Patreon, man. Show some love and support. It really helps me out. Keeps the channel going. Check out that merch too as well.